Good morning.
Good morning.
I appreciate all of you being here this morning. This is a great day for McGavock High School. We are very proud of the opportunity that we're getting to welcome all of you here this morning to our new facility here at McGavock. This is unbelievable what has been accomplished here over the summer and right now before school started. This library is something that has made a big difference at our campus. And just to throw a couple of those things out there, and I'll introduce some folks here in a second, but I want you to understand the impact of this library on our school. Since this school opened this new library, our circulation has more than doubled. It's up 72% this same time frame last year. That's the impact a nice library can make for your school. The fact that Nancy Hammonds and Lynn Lilly and Kay Lander, our librarians, and folks that work up here in our library, they are so excited to be a part of what's going on in this building and the opportunities they have now, the smart boards, the workrooms. This is unbelievable what has been provided for McGavock and our students, and we're very proud of that. At this time, I would like to welcome a few of our guests. I want to recognize them at this time. First off, as you all know, Mayor Karl Dean. We appreciate, Mayor, you being here. Without Mayor Dean, we're not sitting here. The reason that we're here right now is because he gave us the opportunity to have this library and to do what we've done here with this particular facility. And we really appreciate that, Mayor Dean, for doing this for McGavock High School. Thank you very much, sir. Also, I want to recognize a couple other folks that are here with us. I have our school board representative for our particular area, Miss Anna Shepard. We're very fortunate to have Ms. Shepard. I say this all the time, but folks, things happen for our area and for our cluster of schools because of Anna, and she makes a big difference for all of us here at McGavock and for the McGavock cluster. So Anna, thank you for everything you do for us. Next we have our representative, Mr. Darren Jernigan, is here with us today. I don't know how much he does for our school, no, but I can tell you his family does a lot, because we have had his kids going through here now for several years and have another freshman this year. And we had the valedictorian last year with his son. We've got his daughter now, Elise, who's our drum major and one of our leaders of our school here at McGavock. And I'll tell you what, whether you're here or not, it's okay. Just make sure your kids stay, please, okay? Because we appreciate that. I think I see them more than you do. That's probably right. I've already mentioned their names, but I do want to introduce our librarians here at McGavock High School. And that's Miss Lynn Lilly, if you would please stand, Lynn. And Nancy Hammonds, if you would please stand. And I just want to make sure that I do not miss anyone that I'm supposed to recognize. I do want to recognize one other person because he's been to all the meetings and he's helped us do all of this and made sure that we didn't go over budget or under budget, and we got the things that we need to do. And that's Mr. Joe Edgens. Joe, thank you so much. And the last thing I want to say is this. I've already told you about the circulation doubling, that we're up over 72% in regard to students accessing the library, checking out books and doing those kind of things. But I want to also mention the part about limitless libraries and the impact that makes in our school. One of the things that research has proven over time, that when our kids are reading, when they're in the library, you see your academic scores in your school overall go up. Well, McGavock High School scores have gone up for the last 5 years, and the impact of this library has made a difference in what we do here. And I will tell you that I've talked to several students that have been in here, as well as teachers who can't wait to get in the project rooms and who are already starting to take advantage of the smart boards and things like that, that they cannot wait to get in here, to get involved more with what this thing has to offer. You see all the books, you see all the things else, but technology-wise and the other things that are available to our students, this is on cutting edge, and this is exactly what we want for our students at McGavock High School. So again, Mayor Dean, thank you very much. Thank all the ladies that worked for the library group that did all the meetings and helped us set all this up. We appreciate you all. And I am now going to turn it over to our interim superintendent, Mr. Chris Henson. Chris?
Well, thanks, Robin. You know, this is an exciting day for you and for Dr. Jill Pittman, who's the principal of Overton High School. She's back at the principal's meeting. I just left. Robin, we gave you a pass. Dr. Pittman is also celebrating because Overton's library as well has recently been updated. So, are you the librarian? The librarian, Gwen Hines. Gwen, would you please stand? Be recognized. As I said, Overton's library has recently been updated as well. So today's event is a celebration for both schools. These two renovations here at McGavock, as well as at Overton, mark the 4th and 5th Metro schools to receive dramatically improved library spaces as part of the Limitless Libraries partnership with the Nashville Public Library. Limitless Libraries allow students to check out library materials from any public library, as well as local college library collections. Limitless Libraries has also brought new permanent materials into our libraries through a shared procurement process. More than $1 million annually is invested into our school libraries through this program, including the purchase of new books, databases, e-readers, and other technology. When Mayor Dean proposed the Limitless Libraries partnership early in his tenure, and by the way, the first time I served as interim director of schools, it sounded like a good idea. But I don't think any of us anticipated just how successful and impactful the program would become. It has far exceeded all of our expectations, so much so that we as a school district have had to expand our delivery system with more trucks and more drivers just to keep up with demand. Here at McGavock, more than 7,700 library items have been delivered to the school over the last 4 years. At Overton, that number is nearly 12,000 items that have been delivered to the school. This program is exposing our students to books, to music, and other library resources that may have never been accessed otherwise. This enriches their educational experience, and the physical renovations of the libraries elevate that experience even more by making a space that's inviting to students. This library was often used before, but it was closed off and dark. The new furniture, technology, and the variety of unique spaces encourage our students to think, explore, invent, and create on their own or in groups. And that's what a library should be, a place that not only provides access to great educational materials, but inspires learning as well. I can't wait to see students at both McGavock and Overton enjoy these renovated libraries. In fact, I noticed that Ms. Hammonds had a note written on the dry erase wall in the back classroom asking students to text or email their ideas on how she and the library can make their student experience even better. That's the kind of dedication and passion we love to see in our MNPS educators. More than 57,000 Metro students are participating in Limitless Libraries and benefiting from this unique partnership between our school district and the public library. I can't say thank you enough to Mayor Karl for his vision to create this program and to the Nashville Public Library for seeing it come to fruition. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Director of the Nashville Public Library, Kent Oliver.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Chris, for that introduction. I do want to thank everyone here for joining us for this great reopening of McGavock's freshly renovated library. And I believe this is the 5th Metro School Library we've transformed through the Limitless Libraries program. And we understood that this library was a busy place before it was renovated, but we definitely had an opportunity to make the physical space even better. Several creative people seized upon the opportunity and developed this space that you're standing in today, and I want to thank them for the great work that they've done. Joe Edgens, as we've mentioned, the team at Street, Dixon, Brick Architecture, the team at Southland Construction, the team at MNPS Technology and Library Services, and of course Metro Council, whose budget leadership helped make this project possible. Let's give everyone that I've just mentioned a big round of applause. As I just mentioned, this is the 5th Metro Library, school library that we redesigned through Limitless Libraries. And as director of the library, I can tell you that round 5 feels just as important as round 1 did. We've injected our resources, vision, and energy into the school library, and that sends an important set of messages. To the school librarians, we send the message that we appreciate their years of work as library instructors, and that we believe technology, tools, and space that they use should be as first-rate as they are. To the city at large, we are sending the message that Nashville's school libraries matter, that Nashville can set a national example for how schools and a public library work together. And most importantly, to our students, we say you matter, your success matters, and we want you to be readers and lifelong lovers of libraries now and for the rest of your life. There is a special team at the Nashville Public Library that put their heart into these messages every day. They do the hard work, week after week, of opening the doors of Nashville Public Library's resources to students across our city. And the people I'm talking about are our Limitless Libraries team. Tricia Bingle, Allison Barney, and their staff, and I don't know if they're all here, but Emily, Sarah, Heather, Jane, Carolyn, Bridget, Karen, and Michelle. I want to take a moment now and make sure that we thank them and recognize them for their incredible work that they do and they've been doing. As we celebrate today's success of this school library renovation, I would like to take a moment and talk about the larger success of Limitless Libraries. At NPL, when we build education programs, we keep our eye on achieving measurable results. That's how we know we are helping move the needle forward on education in Nashville. Here's what success has looked like already this academic year for Limitless Libraries. All 3rd and 4th grade students at 73 traditional elementary schools are now enrolled in Limitless Libraries. Limitless Libraries now serves MNPS students in grades 3 through 12, bringing the roster of students enrolled in Limitless Libraries, and get this, to more than 57,000 children. Already this school year, since school started in August, students have borrowed 7,800 library items through Limitless Libraries, and we've built a joint library catalog, a shared system between MNPS and NPL, where students will browse and order from both their school library collections and the Nashville Public Library in one streamlined program. This makes the library experience for those students simpler and quicker, and it will also save the city nearly $1 million. Along with Tricia's input into this, James Staub from our IT operation is the brains behind getting all the kids into the online system. His many long hours and late nights this last August have led to the best month we've ever seen. These kind of results prove that we are doing a great work for Nashville students. The space we are in now, a learning hub for more than 2,000 students, is also how we make sure we are doing things right. It is now my great pleasure to introduce a leader whose vision and commitment to education in Nashville first set us on this path. He is truly a library supporter and a great leader. It is once again my pleasure to introduce our Mayor, Karl.
Well, thank you, Kent, and thank you all for being here. This is really special, and it's really beautiful, and it's exceeded my expectations, and so congratulations to everyone involved. I've been asked in the past couple of weeks frequently what's been my favorite thing that we've worked on during my 8 years as mayor. And it's really hard to pick, because everything involved a lot of effort, and I think were projects that were worth doing. But I do say all the time, and I say this very sincerely, that when I think back of all the projects that we work on, the one thing that always brings a smile to my face is Limitless Libraries. It puts a smile on my face because it gives our young people access to books, to movies, to music, the things you want them to have access to. And I grew up in a small town, very small town, factory city, and very happy kid, but I spent a lot of time at the library, our public library. It was in an old house. It was nothing like the great library that Kent runs downtown. It was just an old house. It was a library. But it was the best place in the city. It was a place where kids like me going to high school and junior high school could go in there and everything seemed possible. Every dream seemed like it could be a reality. And you're surrounded by knowledge, you're surrounded by hopes, and that's been a big part of my life. So I've always believed that libraries are key. Now, when I grew up, my library in my high school was not much. And one of the things that I really wanted to see is that school libraries become the coolest building, the coolest room in the school, the place where everybody wants to be. And once you walk into a beautiful room like this, you're drawn to the books, you're drawn to the music, you're drawn to the films, and those will enrich the lives of young people. And so one of the great things I think about Limitless Libraries is this: it represents unique partnerships. First of all, and this is a lot of credit to the schools, and I'm glad that we've come full circle now that you're back in the same position where we started. And it's a real credit to our public library system. This is, it seems odd to say, this is a public-public partnership. And what's happened over the course of the years since we started this program is that the schools and the public library are not operating in separate silos. They're working together. And when you stop and think of it, what that means is we have long had a great public library system, and Ken has taken it to new levels. And what the program does is it breaks down the walls with the schools and allows the school students, who are part of our city and should be using the public library, access to all those volumes. It has other benefits in terms of economies of scales, in terms of purchasing, but that's the fundamental thing that happens. And it took leadership at the libraries and it took leadership at the schools to say, we're going to do something different. We're going to work together to make something better. And the other partnership that's here, and this is an important one for the future, is this is also a public-private partnership. Because there are a lot of public dollars that we put in through the capital budgeting for the libraries to do these projects. But to get the credibility for the program and to do a lot of the enhancements that are done, it is supported by the Public Library Foundation, which is an organization that supports our public libraries and receives contributions from companies and private citizens and nonprofits in this city to make sure we have good libraries. And so those two partnerships are really what make this thing go. I want to say congratulations to the librarians that are here. Love your librarians. In the public library or in the schools, they do God's work, and we thank you for that. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's worked on this for the past years, because this really is one that means a lot to me. So thank you.
Again, we want to thank all of you for being here. Mr. Oliver, thank you so much. Mayor Dean, obviously we're very proud of what we have here now at McGavock High School. Anna, Darren, Chris, thank you for taking time out. I know you'd much rather be at the meeting than be here. I understand that. As we conclude the program, I just want to emphasize again what a great opportunity this library has given the students of McGavock High School. This is now someplace they want to be. The kids talk about it. They're relaxed, it's comfortable, you can move around, and honestly I can tell you that those two little green chairs back there in the back are the most comfortable chairs in the building. You can fall asleep in them if you're not careful. So anyway, thank you again. Please walk around, enjoy, ask questions, and please take advantage of our students. Our culinary students have provided all these nice little treats for you. Eat, okay? Enjoy, and thank you again so much for being here today. Thank you.